Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to the notice of motion given by me on March 7, 2018, and the rules and forms of procedure of the House of Assembly, I have the honour, by command, to present a message from His Honour, the Lieutenant Governor of the Province of Nova Scotia, relating to the estimates of sums required for the service of the province of the for the fiscal year ending March 31, 2019, which is: I hereby transmit estimates of sums required for the public service of the province for the year ending March 31, 2019, and in accordance with the Constitution Act 1867, recommend them, together with the budget addressed by the Minister of Finance and Treasury Board, and any resolutions or bills necessary or advisable to approve the estimates and implement the budget measures to the House of Assembly. Signed, Arthur LeBlanc, Lieutenant Governor. Mr. Speaker, at this time I wish to, number one, table the message from His Honour the Lieutenant Governor of the province transmitting the estimates for the consideration of the House. Number two, table the estimate books. Number three, table the government business plan. Number four, table the Crown Corporation's business plans. Number five, table the estimate in Crown Corporation's business plans resolutions. Number six, deliver my budget speech. And number seven, move that the estimates of the sums required for the province of Nova Scotia for the fiscal year ending March 31, 2019, being supplied to be granted to Her Majesty, and the Crown Corporation business plans be referred to the Committee of the Whole House on Supply.
The estimates are tabled. The Honourable Minister of Finance and Treasury Board.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the traditional territory of the Mi'kmaq people. One of the first steps in preparation for budget building is to establish a set of basic economic assumptions. Those assumptions become the foundation upon which the budget is built. It is critical that they be solid and reflect the economic conditions, not only of the province, but also of at the national and international levels. A true test of those assumptions is when they are presented to an economic panel consisting of representation of the major banks, academics, and private sector economists. This provides me, as Minister, with an independent assessment of the Department of Finance and Treasury Board's economic projections. On January 9th, we joined the panel in Toronto by video conference and listened intently as each economist spoke specifically about the assumptions we had submitted for them to review. Mr. Speaker, I am extremely gratified to know that their unanimous support for our assumptions were there, and they described those assumptions as, and I quote, prudent and reasonable. The economic assumptions are also central to the Office of the Auditor General's review of and opinion on the revenue estimates. No matters came up through the course of this work that caused any concern regarding the reasonableness of these assumptions. I would like to take this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to thank staff at the Department of Finance and Treasury Board for their excellent work in determining those assumptions, as they have formed the firm foundation on which the 2018-19 budget has been built. Our fiscal health in Nova Scotia, Mr. Speaker, is critical to our growth and our success. When we formed government in 2013, the province was borrowing money to pay its bills. That path is not fiscally sustainable, and it does not lead to good fiscal health for the province. And that fiscal health, Mr. Speaker, is so critical for us as we need to attract new businesses and new immigrants that will drive our economy. I thank Nova Scotians for giving our government the opportunity to table the budget for 2018-19, our third consecutive balanced budget. This budget, Mr. Speaker, is projecting a surplus of $29.4 million, and we are projecting a balanced budget over each of the next 4 fiscal years. This improved financial health is being recognized. The Office of the Parliamentary Budget Officer has identified Nova Scotia as one of only 2 provinces in Canada that are on a fiscally sustainable path over the long term. Achieving that fiscal sustainability is so important as it gives us the ability to make further investments in health care and education while we continue to live within our means. The investments we make today will be affordable tomorrow and will protect our children and our grandchildren from the burden of a growing debt that they would carry. Our government embraced stronger budgetary and financial management, and I am pleased to report that 3 credit rating agencies have acknowledged our improved fiscal health and have recognized that in their ratings for Nova Scotia. Credit rating agencies have been downgrading some provinces, but Nova Scotia is seen as a province with a stable credit outlook. In fact, Mr. Speaker, Nova Scotia is the only province whose credit rating currently has a positive outlook. These agencies, Mr. Speaker, are independent, and their analysis and ratings reflect their views on our province's credit worthiness. Dominion Bond Rating Services, Standard & Poor's, and Moody's have all cited the province's long-term commitment to fiscal prudence and strong financial management practices as being positive. With this solid financial foundation, the positive and improving credit ratings, strong financial management practices, and controlled departmental spending, we are in an excellent position to invest in programs and services that Nova Scotians need and deserve. We can see that those investments and strategic decisions we made over the last 4 years are providing real results for Nova Scotia. Our wine industry is growing and receiving international recognition. Our fisheries exports are soaring, with exports for 2017 being at an all-time high of $2 billion. Our startup ecosystem is considered one of the best in the country. Our ocean tech sector is a shining example on the international stage. Our world-class artists, musicians, book publishers, and craft producers are exporting their works around the world. Our tourism industry shows the highest number of tourists in our history. Year after year, we continue to set new tourism records. Mr. Speaker, our population in Nova Scotia is the highest ever. Since April 1st of 2015, Nova Scotia's population has increased by 16,555 for a total population of 957,600 Nova Scotians. Mr. Speaker, those results are the results of 3 important factors. Number 1, more young people are staying in or returning to Nova Scotia than are leaving. And it is the first time in 3 decades, Mr. Speaker, that we have seen that trend. Second, more immigration, including interprovincial migration, means more people are choosing Nova Scotia for their home. Thirdly, Mr. Speaker, our investments in sectors where Nova Scotia has a competitive advantage have created more jobs and more opportunities for people here. In fact, Mr. Speaker, the latest job numbers show there are more full-time jobs in Nova Scotia now than at any point in our history. Mr. Speaker, since coming into office in October of 2013, there have been 16,000 new full-time jobs added to our province's economy. We saw growth in both Nova Scotia's employment and its labour force for the first time since 2012. and that strength is reflected in retail spending, which is up 6.2% over last year. Working with our post-secondary institutions, businesses, and social enterprise communities has reversed the trend of youth out-migration. One measure of how a province is performing is the ratio of net debt to GDP. When we formed government, the net debt to GDP ratio was at 38.2%. The One Nova Scotia Commission challenged the province to reduce that ratio to 30% by 2024. I'm proud to say that each year since 2014, that ratio has decreased from 38.2% in 2014 to 35.8% in 2017, and we are on track to achieve the 30% by 2024. Mr. Speaker, these successes take time, they take a plan, and they take determination, and they together make our province stronger. Continued strategic investment by our government will continue to move this province forward. We are a stronger province, and we are in a positive financial position. Mr. Speaker, since coming to office, we acted to strengthen our health care system. Through our investments, we were able to hire more doctors, reduce the wait list for home care, perform more orthopedic surgeries, and there has been progress, Mr. Speaker, but I clearly want to acknowledge on behalf of our government that we know there is more work to be done. The Health Minister spent time meeting with nurses, doctors, pharmacists, and other health professionals. We listened to Nova Scotians, and Mr. Speaker, this budget reflects what we heard. Our top health care priority is improving access to primary health care, including access to family doctors. Mr. Speaker, in the last year, more than 100 new doctors were hired to help the people of this province. However, we continue to look for new ways to bring more doctors here to practice. We are making investments to advance several initiatives to help train, retain, and recruit more doctors. We recently announced $39.6 million as part of a multi-year plan to recognize the dedication of our family doctors to their profession and to their patients. Our doctors are essential, Mr. Speaker, to the healthcare system, and we value their commitment. We want to thank Doctors Nova Scotia for working with us to develop a suite of incentives to support our family doctors, to attract new ones, and to address the 811 need of family practice list. This year, we are providing $19.6 million towards that multi-year plan. Mr. Speaker, we will be offering doctors with an established family practice or who are establishing a family practice an increase in their compensation. Mr. Speaker, family doctors will get a raise. We know there are Nova Scotians waiting for a family doctor, and it is a priority for this government to help increase access to primary care. We want to reduce the wait list, and we cannot do it without the help of family doctors. As part of our plan, funding is available for incentives that are specifically structured to encourage doctors to take on more patients. Our patient attachment incentive will pay doctors who accept new patients from the 811 list, patients referred from an emergency department, and patients from a practice where a doctor is retiring or relocating. Mr. Speaker, our technology incentive is a pilot project that pays doctors to communicate with their patients through telephone and e-health services. This will improve a patient's access to care and help doctors work more efficiently, which we hope will also allow them to take on more patients. Our enrollment incentive encourages doctors to develop an up-to-date patient list. This will help us work with doctors to establish a new primary care payment model that supports collaborative practice and helps them again see more patients. We will also compensate doctors who use electronic medical records. This will help improve overall quality of care in their practice. Mr. Speaker, our healthcare system needs to reflect how new doctors want to practice. When health professionals work together, they can take on more patients, and people get healthier and will see their quality of life improve. Mr. Speaker, we are investing an additional $8 million to increase the number of collaborative care teams across the province and to enhance existing teams. And this brings our total annual investment to $17.6 million. In addition, Mr. Speaker, we are funding more residency spaces at Dalhousie Medical School. We know if people train here, they are more likely to stay here. This budget contains funding for up to 10 new doctors to come through the Practice Ready Assessment Program. And in addition to this, our government recently announced a new immigration stream that will make it easier for internationally trained doctors to move and work here. We are only the second province in the country to offer a dedicated immigration stream for doctors, and we already have 3 recruits. Mr. Speaker, if doctors want to access our tuition support program, it will forgive up to $120,000 of a doctor's tuition if they are willing to practice in an underserviced community for 5 years. This will bring more doctors to both rural and urban communities that are in need. We have also provided more flexibility for doctors to determine where they want to practice in Nova Scotia. The way we look at delivering primary health care is changing, so too are expectations and social awareness for mental health issues. With this budget, Mr. Speaker, we are taking steps to provide better access to mental health services, provide more mental health supports in our schools, and combat the problem of opioid addiction in Nova Scotia. Mr. Speaker, this budget contains $2.9 million more for mental health services through the Department of Health for a total of $287 million. Those Nova Scotians facing a mental health crisis do need more support, and our investments are providing funds to reduce the wait list, which is already too long. Providing better access to these crucial services is necessary in communities throughout the province, and this budget funds an expansion of community-based mental health supports to help those areas without quick access to an outpatient clinic. We recognize, Mr. Speaker, the importance of combating opioid addiction. Over the last year, we reduced wait lists for treatment and provided more specialist support. To keep building on this success, Mr. Speaker, this budget provides $3 million for the second year of the Opioid Action Plan, bringing the total two-year total to $5.7 million. Mr. Speaker, we will focus on further reducing wait lists, providing better access to naloxone kits, funding more education for the public and training for healthcare providers, helping those seeking treatment, and supporting important harm reduction work in our communities. This work, Mr. Speaker, was led by Dr. Robert Strang, Chief Medical Officer for Health, and Roger Merrick, Director of Public Safety Division of the Department of Justice. Because of their efforts, even more families will get the help they so desperately need. Mr. Speaker, many of our younger people are struggling with mental health problems, and post-secondary students may be at a particular risk due to the changes and pressures in their lives. This year, government will provide funding to pilot new technology-based interventions designed to provide essential support for their mental health. Student groups have asked for this support, and the Mental Health Commission of Canada has endorsed the use of online therapy tools as a way to address wait times, create additional access to care, and promote a higher quality of care. We also want, Mr. Speaker, to continue providing support to students in our schools. The Schools Plus program puts mental health resources into our schools, and to date, it has been available to support 87,000 students, which is 74% of the total student population. We will continue, Mr. Speaker, to expand this program each year until it is available to every student in this province. Youth health centres are school-based initiatives that also support student health. They offer our young people a range of services, including health education, health information and referrals, follow-up and support, and some clinical services. There are youth health centres currently in 70 schools, staffed by part-time and full-time health coordinators. Government will provide an additional $1 million to support these centres. Mr. Speaker, this budget will increase the take-home therapies program by $1.2 million for a total of $2 million. That is take-home cancer therapy program. This will help Nova Scotians who are facing exceptionally high costs for take-home cancer drugs, and it will allow them to focus on their health rather than their medical expenses. Mr. Speaker, Nova Scotians want to live at home for as long as possible. That is why, since coming to office, we have continued to increase funding for home care services each year. Our efforts to fund and improve home care have produced results for Nova Scotians. The home care support wait list has been reduced by 72%, and this budget provides even more funding, $5.5 million, to address the ongoing demand. And this brings the total budget for home care services to $266 million. Mr. Speaker, we want to support families whose loved ones can no longer take care of themselves at home. The Caregiver benefit program is there for them. $400 a month is available to those who provide unpaid care for 20 or more hours per week to an adult with high or very high care needs. This year's expansion will support 600 more caregivers, bringing the total who can benefit from this program to more than 2,500 Nova Scotians. Mr. Speaker, successfully receiving a hip or knee replacement dramatically changes a person's quality of life. In this year's budget, there is an additional $8.8 million to strengthen the province's orthopedic surgical services. It will allow orthopedic teams to better respond to more of their patients' needs and thus reduce wait times. Since 2013, government has added $24.3 million to the budget for hip and knee surgeries, bringing the total number of surgeries performed in the last 4 years to 14,000 surgeries. That's 14,000 Nova Scotians who have a better quality of life. Our multi-year plan for orthopedic surgery means we can dramatically reduce those wait times even more. With this year's additional funding, we will increase the number of surgeries by 350 for a total of 4,200 surgeries this year alone. As well, this funding supports creating a central booking process, making better use of operating rooms across the province, hiring more surgeons, and offering prehabilitation services that help patients prepare for a successful surgery. Mr. Speaker, Dr. Marcy Sachs-Brawaite and Dr. Eric Howitt are the co-chairs of the Provincial Orthopedic Working Group. Their work and our continued investment will bring us closer to the 6-month national standard for wait times. Mr. Speaker, the working group and Nova Scotia surgeons developed this multi-year plan. Their opinions and expertise were a critical part of that process. Mr. Speaker, this budget reflects our focus on reducing wait times for family doctors, for mental health supports, for home care, and for surgeries. This is how we build a healthier, stronger Nova Scotia. Mr. Speaker, beginning with our first budget, we invested in supports for our students and to improve our classrooms. With the support of our federal partners, this budget includes $15.5 million to support early childhood education programs that are accessible, affordable, and inclusive. In February, Mr. Speaker, we changed the Nova Scotia Child Care Subsidy program so that more families across the province could receive more funding toward the cost of regulated child care. Mr. Speaker, we will also ensure the long-term sustainability of a professional team of early childhood educators through the implementation of workforce development initiatives in cooperation with our post-secondary universities. And Mr. Speaker, last year marked an historic moment in our province's history as we launched a free, all-day pre-primary program. This play-based program provides children with learning experiences, helps develop their social and emotional skills, and supports a successful transition to public school. The pre-primary program is about helping the province's 4-year-olds be the best 4-year-olds they can be. And the research is clear, Mr. Speaker. Giving children access to a high-quality early learning program in the year before they start school puts them in a better state of readiness when they arrive. It is a game changer, Mr. Speaker, for children, for families, and for the education system. The 2018-19 budget includes a further $17.6 million investment. It will add up to 130 more classes for a total of about 184 classes in communities from Glace Bay to Yarmouth. The pre-primary program will continue to expand until every 4-year-old in the province has access. Investments like these help families access a free program for 4-year-olds. They help many women get back into the workforce. And of greatest importance, they give our children, regardless of their socioeconomic status, the best possible start along their learning path. It provides an affordable option for parents. This year's Education and Early Childhood Development budget remains focused on improving classroom conditions by working with teachers. We continue to fund the Council to improve classroom conditions, and this Council, Mr. Speaker, consists mainly of classroom teachers. It provides direction on how we spend new funding earmarked for improving classrooms and for helping students. Last year, with a budget of $10 million, the Council recommended hiring 139 new teachers to cap class sizes from grades 7 to 12 and to address junior high math and literacy supports. It brought in the first provincial attendance policy and invested in projects designed to help those students who are frequently absent from class. These improvements will be continued to be funded during the 18-19 budget. Mr. Speaker, our government looks forward to the Council's recommendations on how to invest the additional $10 million, which we have added also to this budget, for a total of $20 million. We've been clear, Mr. Speaker. Improving the model of inclusion in our schools in the province is a priority. We launched the Commission on Inclusive Education to help us develop a plan that will support our children in our system who need it the most. This budget has $15 million to begin implementing recommendations from the Commission. Mr. Speaker, improving this system will help students, and it will ensure that teachers can focus on what they do best, and that's teaching. This means active involvement from other departments as well, like health and wellness and community services, to provide a variety of supports based on student needs. We know there are communities, Mr. Speaker, in need of new schools. As recommended by Dr. Avis Glaze in her report and by the Auditor General, we are developing a plan for new school construction. By June 2018, we will release our plan that will outline our roadmap for new school projects. And this plan, Mr. Speaker, will reflect priorities that have been identified by school boards. Mr. Speaker, our population is growing. Young people are starting to see Nova Scotia as a place of opportunity, and our key economic sectors are prospering. Momentum is with us, but we need to keep moving, keep growing, and keep finding new opportunities for growth. We want to build on our tremendous immigration success by providing more funds to help market our province abroad and by providing more support to immigrants who choose to call Nova Scotia their home. Immigration strengthens our economy, it grows our population, it revitalizes our communities, and it adds to our province's diversity. Mr. Speaker, interprovincial migration is also helping to realize that increase we are seeing in our youth population. Lauren Hodgkins works as an agricultural research technician at Nova Eel, a company owned by Nova Scotia glass eel fishermen who are investing in eel farming technology. Lauren came to study at Dalhousie University from her home province of Ontario, but says she fell in love with Nova Scotia and wants to make this her home. Lauren McCachran is a staff scientist with Solid State Pharma here in Halifax. She hails from Coldbrook, Nova Scotia, and studied at Memorial University in St. John's for her bachelor's degree, and then at Dalhousie University for her master's. Lauren knew she wanted to stay here after graduation to lay down her own roots, and she says she's pleased to have found a career path that is aligned with her skills and education. It is great to see our Nova Scotia youth choosing to stay home and building a life here because they have fulfilling work and a connection to this province. It is also great to hear stories from young people who grew up in other places and see opportunity here. I would like to thank both Laura Hodgkins and Laura McCachran for sharing their stories with me and for joining us in the House today. Mr. Speaker, we need to keep building on this success by continuing to invest in programs that help young Nova Scotians get their first job and build a career here. We are investing more than $18 million in a suite of programs to achieve that goal. Our government will continue to place a high priority on co-op placements, on mentorship programs, and on other opportunities to connect more young people to their career path and to employers. The Graduate to Opportunity program helps businesses hire recent graduates so they can get their first job after university. This budget contains $1.7 million more for this program, bringing it to a total of $6.5 million this year. This program, Mr. Speaker, was launched in 2015 and provides salary contributions to eligible businesses that hire recent graduates. The offset is 25% in the first year and 12.5% in the second year. And employers will now receive an additional 10% subsidy in the first year for diverse and international hires. Since launching this program, Mr. Speaker, we have helped more than 500 graduates get their first job. This year, Mr. Speaker, we are continuing to fund the Innovate to Opportunity program. With a $1.7 million investment, this program helps businesses hire those with a master's degree or PhD. If a business is willing to hire a young person with these qualifications, pay them at least $60,000 per year, government will subsidize a portion of those wages, between 35% and 50% in the first year, 20% and 25% in the second year, and 12% in the third year. And Mr. Speaker, these graduates will enter the business or the company, they will help conduct research, and they will find new ideas to help the business grow. Mr. Speaker, this program is a win-win. A young person gets a job and valuable experience, and a business gets help with their research and development. The government shows support for both with those investments. One of the first companies on board with the Innovate to Opportunity program was Remote, a local information technology and communications company. Its Chief Technology Officer, James Craig, says he has enjoyed working with university researchers in the past, and through this new program, he has hired Walter Adba, who has the skills that align well with the company's work and will help them compete globally. I would like to thank James and Walter for coming to the House today, along with their CEO, Andrew Boswell. I wish them best of luck, and I expect, Mr. Speaker, that Remote's example will be followed by many others because of the Innovate to Opportunity program. This year, we will also continue funding the Apprenticeship Start program, which supports small and medium businesses in hiring apprentices from underrepresented groups or in rural Nova Scotia. This program currently supports 700 positions across the province. Mr. Speaker, these are the kinds of programs that will provide employment opportunities for young Nova Scotians entering the workforce. Our fisheries exports, Mr. Speaker, are soaring. The sector's exports have grown for 7 consecutive years and are now valued at $2 billion. This year's budget, Mr. Speaker, adds $5.8 million to the Atlantic Fisheries Fund for a total provincial contribution of $8.3 million this year. This program, Mr. Speaker, is delivered in partnership with the federal government and other Atlantic provinces, and it will be used to help Nova Scotian companies create new products to sustain their export growth. The need to find long-term growth opportunities is why we also continue investing in the Aquaculture Development Program. It funds important research to help the industry increase productivity, support the Independent Review Board, and engage the public. This work, Mr. Speaker, will be complemented by the Building Tomorrow Fund. The concept for this fund is based on the very successful Honeycrisp Orchard Renewal Program. The $3 million fund will help fisheries, aquaculture, and agriculture companies as they innovate, develop, and sell new products, explore new markets, and become more efficient in their operations. We will work with the industry, Mr. Speaker, as we develop this program. The Building Tomorrow Fund will also help to sustain sector growth, as will our wine development program. Last year, Mr. Speaker, sales of Nova Scotia wines topped $17 million. It is a growth category for sales at the Nova Scotia Liquor Corporation. This program has already helped to increase the number of acres of grapes planted in Nova Scotia by 40%. And that supports the goal of the Grape Growers Association to double their acreage by 2020. Mr. Speaker, some of our agri-food businesses already see the value in exporting and are being recognized for their efforts. From Lunenburg County, Terra Beata Farms grows cranberries, but is more significantly a processor, making products destined for local and international markets. Owner David Ernst says exporting is essential to his company, with 90% of his sales outside the region and outside the country. Terra Beata Farms employs 25 people directly and injects an even greater amount into the Nova Scotia economy indirectly via purchases of fruit, packaging, trucking, and other services necessary for a world-class operation. The company continues to win awards, Mr. Speaker, including a Nova Scotia Export Achievement Award last year for their export success. I'm pleased, Mr. Speaker, to welcome David and Evelyn Ernst to the House today and wish them continued success bringing Nova Scotia cranberries to the world. Mr. Speaker, we continue to work to develop our natural resources, improving regulations to make them more responsive, and keeping our environment and our communities safe. The offshore growth strategy will be extended for an additional 4 years. We are pioneering new geoscience research techniques for offshore exploration. This will advance our understanding of our geology and our resources. This strategy will ensure Nova Scotia is positioned to take advantage of our economic opportunity, modernize our regulations, and market investment opportunities in Nova Scotia to global investors. Over the coming year, Mr. Speaker, we will also transfer the Geoscience and Mining Division within the Department of Natural Resources to the Department of Energy. This will allow the merger of 2 teams with expertise in subsurface development, and it will enhance development opportunities. Additionally, the move will also ensure that the forest industry continues to have a dedicated departmental focus. It will be structured, Mr. Speaker, to ensure government best achieves a necessary balance between protection and preservation and sustainable development. Professor Bill Leahy is expected to conclude his review of the forest practices in Nova Scotia by the end of April, and that review will provide recommendations to government on ways to help achieve that delicate balance. Mr. Speaker, the Atlantic Gold Mine near Middle Musquodoboit was the only new gold mine to open in Canada in 2017. To build on this success, Mr. Speaker, the government will launch the Mineral Resources Development Fund to support private sector-led mineral exploration, the development of new mines, university research, and training. The new fund will help spur investments and development, and it will also help create jobs and innovation in this primarily rural-based industry. As much of our economic success depends on sending more of our products and services to other countries, we do remain focused on helping to bring more tourists to our province. Many of small businesses, whether they are restaurants, bed and breakfast, tour operators, shops, cafes, rely on tourists for their success. Our tourism sector already has had back-to-back record-setting years. We are making investments in our tourism sites and providing supports to help keep that sector growing. As part of our tourism strategy, Mr. Speaker, we need to make it easier for people to get to our province. That includes more direct flights coming to Nova Scotia from key markets in Asia, Europe, and the United States. Mr. Speaker, improving tourist experiences once they arrive in Nova Scotia is also critical. We will continue to work with other levels of government and the private sector to grow this industry. Mr. Speaker, we are improving the business climate in the province by reducing the tax burden on small businesses and by cutting $25 million in red tape. That work, Mr. Speaker, is getting national recognition. In January, the Canadian Federation of Independent Business granted Nova Scotia an A- grade on reducing red tape. Our grade has steadily increased, Mr. Speaker, from a D- in 2015. CFIB also praised our Business Navigator service as part of its national award program. We launched the Navigator service as a pilot in 2017 to guide business owners through rules and regulations and allow them to focus on opening, operating, and growing their businesses. The positive response from small business communities is why government will continue to fund the service on an ongoing basis. To further improve the business climate in the province, we will introduce a new Innovation Equity Tax Credit. Beginning in 2019, it will be more narrowly focused and have a threshold similar to our neighbours. Mr. Speaker, the existing equity tax credit will be phased out over time, and this change will create more investment in high-growth Nova Scotia businesses that are well-positioned for a rapid scaling up, for more employment, and for export growth. Sustainable development of high-potential land and infrastructure to attract people and investment to Nova Scotia are both important. Waterfront development has the experience and expertise in this area. This year, its mandate will expand to become the province's Strategic Property Development Corporation. Its mandate will focus on creating opportunities for entrepreneurs in both rural and urban communities. Recently, government announced the creation of a new rural internet trust with an initial investment of an estimated $120 million. Starting this year, Mr. Speaker, funds from the trust will be used to support projects that will help bring better internet service to underserviced communities and businesses in this province. This trust is intended to leverage funding from the private sector and from both municipal and federal governments. The benefit of economic growth also lies in the other investments made possible by it. With a growing economy, we are able to provide more help to those who need it the most by making our province more accessible and more inclusive, by helping women who are at risk, and by making investments that will help move people out of the cycle of poverty. This budget, Mr. Speaker, includes $18.3 million more to help people with disabilities. This funding will help more people transition from larger residential facilities into smaller community-based options. And this, in turn, Mr. Speaker, will enable those with disabilities to lead more independent lives. We will also provide $2 million to businesses and community groups to make their facilities more accessible to people with disabilities, whether it's their employees or their customers. At-risk women will see more supports in this budget as we continue to dedicate annual funding across government departments to support survivors of sexual assault. Work with stakeholders to develop a provincial action plan to combat domestic violence is also an important part of this commitment. This year, $2 million will fund grants to community projects, research, and other initiatives focused on preventing domestic violence and supporting their victims. Mr. Speaker, to help parents who receive both income assistance and child support payments, this budget provides $3.4 million. It will fully exempt child support payments from income assistance calculations. This will help about 1,500 families who will no longer have their child support payments deducted from their income. Our budget includes investments that will help break the cycle of poverty that is holding too many of our families back. We are making changes to income assistance. Our budget provides $1.5 million to fund a program that will help income assistance clients earn more money without seeing a reduction in their payments. This year, we are investing $4 million for initiatives under the Blueprint to End Poverty as part of our 4-year, $20 million commitment. This will bring the total 2 years commitment to $6 million. And these funds, Mr. Speaker, provide grants to community organizations to test innovative ways to help address the poverty question. When we took office, Mr. Speaker, in 2013, we clearly stated that cutting the wait list for affordable housing was a top priority. Over the first term, we reduced the wait list by 20%. Over the next 3 years, we want to reduce that by a further 30%. Mr. Speaker, we are also investing in the current stock of public housing. $12.4 million is dedicated to improve our buildings. Finally, Mr. Speaker, we are spending $3 million to double the tax-free poverty reduction credit from $250 to $500. Mr. Speaker, this credit is provided quarterly to income assistant clients without children who have an annual income of $12,000 or less. Increasing the credit will provide added assistance to some of the most financially vulnerable people in Nova Scotia. Mr. Speaker, these commitments will move us closer to our goal of an inclusive Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia is a national leader in reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and we will continue to address climate change. The province is investing $3 million a year for 4 years to support the federal government's new low-carbon economy fund. Our investment will leverage $56 million in federal funding to create new programs and expand existing ones that help Nova Scotian homeowners and businesses become more energy efficient. This results in lower energy costs for the consumer and reduced emissions for the province. Mr. Speaker, whether we look at the growing technology sector in Cape Breton or the flourishing tourism sector on the South Shore, we are seeing people prospering in a stronger Nova Scotia. We are witnessing numerous success stories across the province because Nova Scotia stepped up and worked together shoulder to shoulder with one another and with us. Our success, Mr. Speaker, is not just limited to our borders. Recently, a collection of organizations from Atlantic Canada promoting an ocean supercluster was awarded its share of federal innovation funding. "50 applicants competed for funding, and this Atlantic Canadian project was selected as one of the winners. The federal funding of more than $150 million will be matched dollar for dollar by the private sector. Also, Mr. Speaker, a team from Sobey School of Business had an exciting weekend recently at the Venture Capital Investment Competition in the U.S. They took home a silver medal. This team of Nova Scotia students defeated teams from prestigious schools like Yale, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and Dartmouth College. Congratulations to all team members and their coaches. On the other side of the Atlantic, Mr. Speaker, Nova Scotia wine is gracing the menu of one of the top restaurants in Europe. Benjamin Bridges Brut Reserve 2008 was placed on the menu of Gordon Ramsay's 3-star Michelin restaurant in London. In New York, Mr. Speaker, Old Stock, a refugee love story by Halifax-based Tubi Theatre, is now playing off-Broadway. This is a true example, Mr. Speaker, of how we can create art here and export it around the world. Mr. Speaker, we are competing and winning on the international stage. We are showing what a small province filled with passionate, creative, and innovative people can do. We are able to achieve this while holding on to the traditional warmth and hospitality for which we are known. In this moment, we are showing what a new Nova Scotia confidence looks like. This new confidence, Mr. Speaker, gives your government pride as we sell our province to the world. This new confidence is why we, as a people and a province, will be able to capitalize on the opportunities that lie ahead. It is why we will succeed when we work together. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of our government and in the best interest of Nova Scotians, I present with both pride and optimism the 2018-19 budget.